Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is architecture diagram for deploying React UI to Azure Kubernetes service. It may be in place of Azure UI, it can be any web API also or any service also. This standard or steps would be common. Here in this diagram, we are going to cover at steps at high level. What are the key steps which is required if you want to host your UI or your microservice or your web API into Kubernetes environment. Here, this example is Azure Kubernetes service. Here you can see we can start. Let's suppose I have my code in Azure Git repository or Git repository, Azure Git repository, no matter. And in repository, you have your code. Then step number one will start from here. Then what you will be doing, you'll be first we can understand this AKS environment is already there. Okay. Now I'm going to host my web API or my React UI into that environment. So what I'll be doing, I'll be making some changes into the UI solution, React UI solution. In there, in repository, I'll create the Docker template. In Docker template, I'll be writing some set of steps, and then set of step would be npm install build and all those things which we'll be covering in separate video. And then that was first step, you can create a docker template, and then second step you can build the docker image. So in the second step, once your docker image is ready, then you can check the docker image in your local whether it is running as per your expectations. Once it's well tested, okay, Docker image is well running. Then in third step, you can push that Docker image to the this container registry. So this container registry here, I referring to Azure Container Registry. You can push that image to Azure Container Registry, and then fourth step would be you can create a pod in your AKS environment. Let's suppose first we already have Azure Kubernetes service and node under that, and then you can create the pod in step number point number 4. Here, what you can do, you can create pod and then take this image from your Azure Container Registry and then set that to that specific pod. So we'll be covering the lab for this. So in that way, including these four steps, you can add your pod under that node pool. Okay, specific node pool. Now let's suppose you're going to start from beginning. This is a new environment, greenfield deployment. Then what you can do, you can divide this in two parts. One is to set up AKS new environment. Another one is to build the Docker image and push it to in the container registry. Right. To set up this AKS environment, what you need to do, you need to first create AKS service. AKS Azure Kubernetes service. Its name you can. I have given the name of AKS Education Dev, and then under that you need to add the AKS node pool, that is called AKS node also. At high level you can understand, and then under that you can directly add the pod. So pod is basically part of when you deploy your image, then that time you can create this pod where you'll be creating service and stateful set and BPC. So those are some set of steps, establishing this pod under the AKS environment where you need to follow some set of steps. So I'll be covering as a part of lab. So in this way, at high level, at the beginning, you can get the direction from this diagram that in these simple steps, you can create your pod in existing environment, or you can create the entire AKS environment. So there are two parts. One is get ready your Docker image, and second one is get ready your AKS cluster under node and pod would be created when we push the image under that node. So in between there are some namespace will come into the picture, that is called NS. So that is used for logical grouping. in this AKS service that will be covering also. So this is all about part of this architecture at high level, which you can follow, and you can create you can host your create your pod, or you can host your microservice or UI into AKS environment, Kubernetes environment. So thank you very much for watching. See you in next video with practical lab of this next step.